Hello, dear friend. Happy Sunday. Today's gospel is from Matthew chapter 18, verse 21 to verse 35. Our reflection is titled, Merciful like the Father. Peter pops up again in that passage today, asking the Lord a question which brought an answer upon which the entire discourse stands. Lord, how often must I forgive my brother if he wrongs me? As often as 7 times? Now, that's Peter asking the question, and that's still Peter giving the answer. Isn't it funny how we thought he had done so well by giving the right answer to the question he asked to probably justify what he was about to do? Okay, let's call to mind here that back in the time of Jesus, the teaching was that anyone who offended the other could only be forgiven 3 times. A 4th time may attract a stiff punishment or a reaction which would teach the offender a lesson he would never forget. So for Peter, suggesting 7 times to the master, he thought he would be told, that's good, Peter. You've even gone the extra mile. He must have been shocked to hear that the Lord would say to him, not 7, I tell you, but 77 times. That, of course, made Jesus tell the story of the servant who was forgiven so much debt he owed, 10,000 talents, yet he refused to forgive a fellow servant who owed him so little, 100 denarii. Indeed, what the Lord wants us to learn in all these is that forgiving one another is not an option. He defines a new way to it. He brings a new approach, a new dimension. Those who taught the law back then thought that there could be a limitation. They gave a limit to the number of times one could accept to be offended. But the Lord, on the other hand, teaches that we ought not be limited to the law if we truly are God's children. And the Lord, our God, forgives us without reserve. Now, that is very important. Our Heavenly Father forgives us as often as we realize what we have done wrong and we ask Him to forgive us. In reality, what we do against Him are usually more grave. They are bigger than what others do against us. So, if we are truly His children and we experience so much mercy from Him, so much more should we forgive those who offend us. The words of the Master to the unforgiving servant in the gospel passage today attest to it. The Master said, "You wicked servant, I cancelled all that debt of yours because you begged me to. Should you not have had mercy on your fellow servant just as I had mercy on you?" But here we are, my dear friends. Many a time, we get weighed down by the level of hurt we feel. We then begin to justify how we feel by measuring out on our own volume of forgiveness to those who offend us, according to our own terms. Yet, we have the new obligation of love to forgive all the debt, the offense, the hurt, the sin of others against us. It may happen that they offend us over and over again. So should we forgive them over and over again? To be realistic in human terms, forgiving is never easy when we think of the pain of the wrongs done to us. But how about we remembering the words we say in the Lord's Prayer? Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Maybe we can then realize that if God forgives us for the much we offend Him, so ought we to forgive others. The theme for the year of mercy we had 4 years ago, 2016, was Misericordes Sicut Pater, which means merciful like the Father. That's our theme for this reflection. And in all honesty, if many more societies, more families will think of mercy more than vengeance, we would have a better world, filled with a better appreciation of the value of life and love. Some of the wars, jungle justice, terrorism, kidnappings, abductions we experience today in our societies stem from trying to repay the other with the unkindness we receive from them. Shall we continue on this path of self-destruction? Unforgiveness may lead to malice, and malice may lead to more serious sins. Yes, it may be tough to forgive, but we must forgive, that we can be like our Father in heaven, who makes His sun to shine on both the evil and the good, and sends rain on the just and the unjust. That's why we'll sing today this hymn, "Oh, the love of my God," is the essence. Because if not for His love, who would we have been? And that mercy which He shows us is what He wants us to show to other people. Oh, the love of my God is the essence. Oh, the love of my Lord is the essence of all that I love here on earth. All the beauty I see He has given to me, and His giving is gentle as silence. There've been times when I've turned from His presence, and I've gone all the paths, all the ways, but I've called on His name in the dark of my shame, and His mercy was gentle as silence. The mercy of God is gentle. The mercy of God invites us to show mercy to one another. Forgive as your heavenly Father forgives.